What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Political. I swim through the politics and relationships so you don't drown too. I'm just the man trying to bring common sense and aware what common sense isn't so common. So, over, I believe, in NYU College, I'm guessing that these guys were having some type of discussion or something because I guess the school was in jeopardy of being closed down. And one of the professors there was caught on mic saying a bunch of blatantly racist things towards black students. Now, more or less, it's not even that surprises me, but I just want to bring this video up because adults, even though these young adults, can think for themselves, you got to understand, right? As a parent, you need to always be involved in your children's lives. If you have the ability to, you should. You should get your kids out of these schools, especially, and it's not hard to find this out, right? But you got to get your kids away from these indoctrination camps, because these teachers, right? They're not good people, right? They are the hippies, they are the political activists of the past, and now they infiltrated the school systems, and they're going to teach your kid to hate their parents, to hate America, to hate everything, and it's wrong. So we're going to play this video, but here's the thing. If this professor was feeling this type of way, mind you, and we're talking about liberal hellhole NYU, New York City, if this is how they felt towards black students, imagine how they feel towards any other student that doesn't follow like sheep under their teachings. Let's get it.
Another important part of CE for me is our speech program. I've been receiving speech services since first grade. I attend Mr. Goldman and two other students on Fridays. He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our
Black
lessons.
schools that like they're
This helps
they're
us
just
become
they're
productive,
too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
independent in our class.
So right now, the professor said they're just too dumb to know that they're in a bad school. Blacks are just too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
I mean, fuck. But apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like, if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They're just
If you train a black well enough to use the back, you don't gotta tell them anymore. Now, I'm gonna just sit here and say this. Dude, is it really surprising? And I guarantee you, this professor is left leaning as hell. These are just the intrusive thoughts. These are just how they really feel, right? This is what's bubbling up at the surface. This is what happens when they feel like as though they're no longer being supervised. That's how they actually feel. Imagine what they say around their inner circles. Didn't we just have this award show, I believe, in London or something like this with Jordan B. Peterson? Not Jordan Lee Peterson, which is the philosopher guy, but the other guy, the actor who played in Creed, and he was with another guy. I think his name was Leroy something, and they was accepted a reward for something. What was his name? It was Michael B. Jordan and Leroy Lindo, and they were presenting an award at the BAFTAs, and you had a guy with Tourette's screaming out nigger and this, that, and the third. Now, listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm pretty much numb to a lot of the shit because it's just things that you gotta understand as a human being. You just can't control, and you getting stressed out over something that you cannot shape the outcome of. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's not really surprising either. But the BBC, even though, and for those of you that don't know, when something is being broadcasted, it's very easy for them to bleep out something because it's not what people see in real time. It's very rare for a broadcast to be in real time. I believe there was a video game that I played on this channel called Not for Broadcast in the past, where you're actually able to, you're like 4 seconds, 5 seconds ahead of the thing, and you can bleep out sound. And I know that this is true because the BBC, that broadcast was 2 hours. They had 2 hours to edit that out. Instead, they let it play. And the BBC sat there and was like, oh, we didn't know. It's like, listen, we're not stupid. None of us are stupid. We know it exists. And I sit there and say, look, as a black man in America, I know the shit exists. I don't let it dictate my life 100%. If I see it, I call it out. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt in the sense, in the case, the man who has Tourette's, they say, you have some people sit there and say that people with Tourette's, they can't control and they say the worst things at the worst times. And then you have people also saying, no, I have friends who have Tourette's and this, that, and multiple people came out and said, you don't say the absolute most racist things. And then again, there's Big Titty Sweet Anita, streamer, who said, and she's sitting there and saying that it's terrible, but she doesn't believe that it was done on purpose, and she also has Tourette's. I don't care about any of that. It is what it is. But the BBC having 2 hours to edit it out and then edit it out, and then apparently the guy who said the shit that he said, apparently he gave a half-ass apology. I don't care. I'm just giving you guys that information. If you want to look it up, go look it up yourselves. Tell me what you think in the comments about that. But the BBC 100% guilty on that. They're not stupid. They were aware of it. They had multiple people that was aware of it. Let's continue.
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You gotta stop.
Look at their faces, dog. Wait, there's a black person on the panel. Hold on. Or an African. Hold on.
Dumb to know they're in a bad school. I mean, fuck. But apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like, if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely.
Now check this out. The two people with the most melanin in their skin. Well, no, there's a Felicia Reese, right? I want to look at her expression just a little bit as well. Hold on.
Let's fit those skills into our
black
lessons.
schools that like they're too dumb to know they're in a bad school. I mean, fuck. But apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like, if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here.
Check this out, right? And this is exactly what I'm talking about, just in case people think I'm bugging, right? Save the theatrics and all of this shit we know that exists. Dr. Reggie Higgins, Shaniqua Bow, something like that, and Felicia Reese are the least, like, in terms of just like stunned. Everybody else is over there looking with the surprised Pikachu face. I mean, don't get me wrong, Felicia gave some emotion, but at this point, it's just like, you get what I'm saying? It's sad that it's to this fucking point. That's crazy. But after that, there was a message or there was a letter, formal complaint or whatever like that. And well, I'll just read it out. Thank you for your message. We are aware of the incident during a recent virtual meeting of the New York City School District 3 Community Education Council in which abhorrent remarks were heard coming from a district parent who also is a Hunter employee. Even as these remarks were made in the individual role as a private citizen, and we understand the district is conducting an investigation into the matter, Hunter College is reviewing the situation under the university's applicable conduct and non-discrimination policies. But if you wish to lodge a formal complaint under the CU and or the CUNY Equal Opportunity and Non-Discrimination Policy, you may do so at this link. In service to Hunter College, we expect our community members' actions and words to comport with our institutional identity, values, and policies. We stand firm in our enduring commitment to sustain an inclusive educational environment that is free of discrimination of any kind, in which people of all identities will feel welcome and thrive. And I'm just going to read this. They called the remarks abhorrent, but said the professor was acting as a private citizen. Here's the issue. When a facility member at a federally funded institution makes radically degrading statements in public, the impact doesn't disappear just because it wasn't in a classroom. Title, whatever, Roman numeral, I think that's 5. No, 5 is V, right? I don't fucking know. Title whatever applies to institutions that receive federal funding. This is institution to institution. We will continue pushing for a formal title whatever compliance review. Man, I remember when I was younger and I was working for some white lady. And she was a condescending twat, rich but condescending. And I remember she was trying to force me to learn Roman numerals, and I was like, I have no interest in learning Roman numerals, lady. I was like, why are you trying to force me to learn Roman numerals? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you already taught me how to set up dinner tables and pinky side up with the forks and spoons and shit so we can eat. Well, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this, lady. And then after a year or so change of hanging around that family, when I decided enough was enough and I dipped, uh she was so sad. She was so sad. And it was like, well, yeah, shit. You treat me like shit for all this time. Man, listen. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. Keep pushing. She's full of it, and they are too. What is all of this? Okay, so that's whatever. It's 2026 and the ignorance of racism has gotten worse. What is wrong with people? Lacking melanin in your skin doesn't make you superior to someone who has the protection of it. Thinking that way is absolute asinine. Improve yourself, you need it. I mean, but this is the thing. That's never been something that was hidden. That hasn't been something that was hidden. People have always been like that. And we shouldn't just go around thinking everybody's racist, but let's be real here. If you're shocked in the big 2026 about racism, oh boy, do I got a platform to sell you when Elon Musk gets rid of it or he decides to ditch it? Because he's enabled it. Newsflash, I don't like Elon Musk. I can't stand that fucking asshole. But anyway, that's the video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that is crazy that the BBC allowed some shit like that to happen? Do you think that this lady's innocent? This professor who's also now a private citizen and being, I guess they're trying to slightly defend her. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
We're gonna win.
Wait, what?
I said, no need to worry. We're going to win the match.
Why you talking like that, folks?
Well, I'm from 1947. I found a time machine and now I'm here.
Yeah. What's your name, is, folks?
Harold Henry. Nice to meet you.
Harold Henry? That's what you said?
But you can call me Harry for short.
That's overly cool that you could sound like that, folks. I ain't gonna count. What type of time machine it was?
Well, I went to investigate the Roswell crash in 1947. I touched the alien craft and now I'm here, playing Call of Duty.
Well, no playing Call of Duty. I guess you
Whoa,
playing.
whoa. Did you just say the N-word?
Yeah, I'm Blake.
Wow, you guys took the word from us?
What?